Fuck. All I could think about was I was about to say, "What's up, guns?" and just continue like I said I was gonna in the last part, but then I couldn't stop laughing. All right, what's up, guns? Let's start. You Capsule Monster Coliseum Part 4. Enter Weevil. So this Weevil's Season 2 Battle City design, and I don't know if that's more iconic or is Duelist Kingdom 1. I forget what they use in Duel Links. But yeah, we're back. I gotta finish up that old man story. If you can guess, I'm recording this right after. I'm trying to record ahead of time because I'm going on vacation in a week and I won't be able to record, so I'm trying to make sure I get at least enough videos out there. Man, I recorded 3 different mobile game videos. All garbage. Not all garbage. One Piece is okay. Choices was terrible. Choices was bad, was like funny terrible. And then Ranch, whatever the fuck it was, Wild Wild West was terrible.
If you want to get your grubby little hands on the tournament title, you'll have to go through me.
Then that's what I'll do, Weevil. I'll take you on any time, any place.
How about right now, right here?
That's fine with me. It's time to duel.
Can I just go on record saying I fucking love Weevil's voice actor. That's such a unique voice, and I've never heard them do anything else. And I really think it goes underappreciated.
Welcome, Yuki. I'm glad you're coming back here.
I can't do the laugh that Weevil does. My voice is too deep. Alright, so this is a forest field. This is the one where we did that, where I traded monsters with myself. Or traded exactly 1 larva moth with myself. So we got a couple objectives. We gotta level up those Exodia pieces. We gotta transform our bugs into better bugs. And then we gotta start letting Summon Skull kick some ass. Alright. Teat Moth level 2, sure. Summon Skull, sure. Fire Reaper is gonna do work in this area. Need the Larva Moth level 2. I need both parts of Exodia here. And that's my max. So that's the 6 here. I don't get to do Time Wizard or Baby Dragon. Baby Dragon! Truth be told, I don't think I'm going to level up those 2 to get 1000 Dragon just because it's such a daunting task, but I'll do my best. Yeah, let's do it. I'm glad I don't have a lot of AP on my starting turn, because I think some monsters have higher AP than others. I don't know where to check that. 83, 103, plus 23. Oh, okay. So the plus is how much they give you. Some give more than others. Maybe plus 94. Most of this is coming from Larva Moth. That's really weird, actually. Huh. Or at least it seems that way. Maybe that's for being boosted. Doesn't matter. It's going to be annoying, though, because it's annoying to summon all of these guys. So, place my symbol. I'm going to place it way in the fucking back. Again, there's no benefit to having your symbol out there. I am actually going to manually place for once. Let's get Larva Moth. Nope, not what I want to do at all. You fucked me, game. You fucked me raw. Alright. Let's do manual. Let's do Larva Moth. So, I can sort of talk about this as I'm doing this, because it's not really a story. Start something falling, I don't know what it was. It's not real. Okay, that's perfect. So I gotta move him forward 1. Actually, there we go. So that's forest. So I can do a turn 2. I'm trying to think of good forest tiles, but they don't even let me start on any forest tiles. Oh, there's one over there, but then they're kind of out of the action, which I don't like. What about here? Here? God, it's so annoying. All right, we'll go right here because then I can move forward. All right. Never mind. Fuck this game. So, I want to get over there. I guess this wouldn't be a terrible starting spot then. Because I could sort of move that way. Whatever. Who even gives a shit at this point? Let's get 2 Exodia pieces. One of these will move really far. This one will, so I'm not that worried. Also doesn't really matter what tile he's on. This one is also pretty mobile, so I'll put him there. And then Summon Skull, not too bad either. Put him here. Petite Moth. So I need to, if I want to properly level Petite Moth up, which is this do or die type of situation, I need to get him. He needs to land a kill in this match and still level up in this match. So it's kind of difficult, but I'll do my best. What was I gonna say? So, yeah, old man story to finish off. To recap, if you don't remember from last week, also we get some dialogue first. If you don't remember from last week, there's a guy, he came in just bitching the whole time, threw his fucking coffee rolls on the ground, and just kind of walked out. And it was a weird, homely looking guy. Not to make fun of someone for how they look, but he looked like really, made me feel really uncomfortable to look at him because of like the weird way his gut was. I was sure there was some sort of disease that must have accompanied it. He threatened to complain that the store was shit because he had to pay for his food, and then walked out. Said he's a regular, blah blah blah. Fast forward to literally last week. So I got a text message from my boss, just like a grainy picture of a person because he took the picture off of the security cams, which is pointless because I can't fucking tell anything from that. Maybe if I was in person, but like a picture in a text of that, there's no point. We'll do that in a second. So it's just like, why would you even bother? Why are you showing me this? So that sucks. So that happened. He was like, this person's banned. You know, there's no trespass on them. Blah blah blah. I was like, okay, keep that in mind. And just like kind of ignored it until I went to work a couple days later, and I see the no trespass is like taped to the wall. Like normally he doesn't do that. Normally he keeps them in the office. And so I asked one of my coworkers. I was like, oh, what happened here? Right, before we do that, we now get to evolve our larva moth into a great moth.
Now is the time for evolution. Show your hidden strength.
I think there's an animation that goes with it too. Yeah, there is. We got the fucking spellbinding circle in the background too. Yugi using his magic powers. This is more similar to how the original Capsule monsters worked, like in the manga, so I like that this is part of the game. This part wasn't in the show or anything. He can't move the first turn, that's okay. I can't move anyone else, but I'll move Petite Moth up. Just to try and clear the area. So, yeah, so you'll probably figure out where the story is going because, I mean, the way I told it. But I asked him what happened. Well, I'm sorry, so you're not going to know until next one. Anyway, so I asked one of my coworkers what happened. Kind of a dumb coworker. Not really someone's word I trusted. But he was like, oh yeah, I guess some guy threw coffee on the boss. I was like, what? You can't just like not lead with that. You can't just act like that's casual. Oh yeah, I guess a guy threw coffee. It's like, what? That's assault. And yeah, so he was like, yeah, so he's banned from the store. I was like, holy shit. Now, I was just like flabbergasted because my knowledge, I've only known of 4 people who banned from the store, 3 of which are my family. And that's a story for another time. So I was very confused. And I really wanted to know more. And I was like, well, I mean, my boss is going to relieve me in the morning, so I'll wait until then. And he comes in and he was like, so you got coffee poured on you? What happened? And he was like, oh yeah, it was actually the guy that you told me about, the one who I checked in the cameras, and the one who like left the coffee. I was like, was that fucker? And he was like, yeah, he's banned from the store. So what the story was, and this is secondhand, so forgive me, but I guess he had become a regular, because when my boss checked him up on him, when I like told him about him the first time, he told me like, you know, he wasn't a regular at first. Like he claimed he was, but Brian, whatever, it doesn't matter if I say his name. Brian, my boss, was like, no, I'd never seen him before. And, but I guess he had started coming in more and more often. And my boss, hated him because he was just constantly bitching moan about 7-Eleven. So he was finally like, he was just like, you know what, just, if you don't like it here, you can just leave. And he was just like, you're the only store in town. It's like, not true. There are like, at least, there are a bunch of other convenience stores, but those ones aren't you know, quite as clean as our store. They're like more mom and pop, and what comes with that is like the weird like expired candy and shit like that. Anyway, so he kept arguing, and I guess he came in one morning, and he was like, yeah, I want a slice of pizza, and they hadn't made the pizza yet, and so to get a slice, just to make a whole pizza just for a slice, it's kind of a shitty thing to do. So he was like, all right, whatever, you know, I guess we'll do it. So his wife is, you know, my manager's wife is making one, and as that he's like bitching and moaning. It's like, you know, the store. What's happening here? Does that increase the light? That's probably not good for my monsters. I changed the camera angle. I don't like this. Also, that one Exodia piece, that's the lag behind because I don't have enough AP to get him. I feel so bad. There we go. Okay. I'm playing XCOM, and that's not the controls for it. Okay. Let's get our first attack with Great Moth. It's gonna be a Great Moth. It's gonna be the best moth. Okay. Which one of these can I probably murk? Probably this petite moth. Yeah, that looks weak. No, it didn't even do full damage. Okay. That's alright, though. I should turn animations on so I can see Great Moth and Summon Skills attacks, because that seems pretty worth it. Let's move this one. I can get an attack, but I want to move him so I can let Fire Reaper... Actually, oh, this is annoying. Actually, no, I can do this. Hold on. So I'll move up one. I don't think this will kill him in one shot. Yeah, because he's slightly powered up because of the floor. I need Exodia to get the kill, even no matter how minuscule, because he needs the experience more than anyone. Alright, even if Exodia dies here, I'll get that sweet, sweet experience. Yes, there we go. The Exodia pieces aren't bad pieces. Their movement's wonky, but their attack is pretty good. They're not that strong though. They usually can't take many hits. 44 XP is not bad. I'll take that. I can't move him and Summon Skull, which is annoying. Alright, let's see. Can I... Summon Skull's weird movement is or his normal movement is preventing me from really getting anywhere. Let's try and move Petite Moth up, though. Because I do want him to get a kill here and then level up. Just because it'd be nice. I don't know if raising a Larva Moth from Petite Moth is more lucrative. Oh, and I can move Summon Skull. Has my AP slowly been going up? No, I can't. I can move my symbol. Is why. So yeah, I guess he was just bitching and moaning the whole time, and that's when Brian said, you know, if you don't like the store, then you don't have to come in here. Like, I'm sick and tired of you complaining every time you come in. My boss is straight up does not fucking give fucks about telling customers off. So that didn't surprise me at all. And ooh, oh no, he's going after Exodia. I was gonna say. So, you know, he was telling him off, and I guess from what I heard, the customer literally just took the coffee that he had in his hand because he got in a coffee, and just chucked it at him, like. And I guess my boss was lucky it had only gotten on his shirt, like it didn't get on his face or anything. And I was just like, that's fucked up. And he was like, yeah, the guy was lucky he didn't fucking deck him. So, you know, the customer leaves the store after that, and my boss follows him outside so he can get his license plate number so he can file a report with the police. And you know, he takes down the plate, and I guess as he didn't realize this, he saw it on the camera after. But as he's leaving to go back in the store, the guy like fucking revs up his car and like goes to hit him, but he like hits the curb. I was just like, holy shit! So the dude is super banned from the store now. And I was just like, it was good to like, I mean, it sucks. It sucks that my boss had to deal with that, but it's good to have like the confirmation that he was a huge twat. This just makes it easier on me. This Petite Moth, where did this one get damage from? Who attacked it? I don't even know. Alright, I can start going after this Larva Moth. It's not going to kill him, but I can maim him. Alright, the issue now is that my Petite Moth has to survive, because I need to do it on this field. Shit. There is no real good way to do this. I think... Alright, let's do that. So I don't know if that'll give me the XP I need. Also, I forgot to turn animations off. It's only 10. And he... Ah, oh, shit. He's not going to get it. That's fine. Honestly, I can get another larva moth from this map. I can get Weevil's larva moths. I'm not too concerned about it. What is... I thought you could turn on animations from here. Is it in the options somewhere? Hold on. Config. I thought I could like turn them on with like the flip of a switch. Oh, I might be able to protect them. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Battle animation on. You have to like confirm the attack first. Let's turn it off for Fire Reaper. Deal a devastating blow.
Ah, leave my critters alone!
Fucking Weevil. Alright. Let's move with Summon Skull. I wish Yugi had like voice lines for when attacking with certain monsters. Battle animation on. I want to see this mass destruction. I feel like I'm mopping up Weevil's monsters pretty easily in this one. That is the exact same animation they had in Forbidden Memories. No, I'm sorry, in False Man Kingdom. The exact same model. You have Summon Skull and you're having to do a striking attack, not use lightning. Get the fuck out of here. How dare you. Not my Summon Skull.
Alright,
I can still move this last Exodia piece. I'm gonna try and start attacking, well, I might be able to get the kill here. That'd be nice. Yeah, let's get that XP. Another story. So I said, only 4 people I knew of were banned from the store. 3 of which were my family. So, here's another story I've definitely told before, but I don't remember if, I don't remember the last time I told it, so I'll repeat it again. When I was, this is like a, 4-pronged story. There's a couple different parts to it. So, when I was, I had just dropped out of community college. I'm sorry, so let me just back up. Let's go more in depth about this job. Alright, so he's not going to survive. That sucks. I got the job right out of high school. I graduated. At the time, I was working at GameStop, but we just got new management. We moved to a new store, and they were trying to phase me out. So they weren't giving me any hours, and I would like go in every week or every 2 weeks, and they'd be like, "So am I still employed here?" And they'd be like, "Yep. You can still get the membership discount. You can still rent games. Just we don't really have the hours for you. We have too many employees. Sorry." I'm just like, this is a really shitty way to make me lose my job. But I was just like, all right, whatever. So I didn't really need the money at the time. I had saved up a decent amount, and but I had to look for a new job. Like I was running low. So at first I applied to Papagino's, and this is there's someone in the Discord. I think it's John, John Gervasi, who's it's like, oh man, I love Papagino's. This is part of the reason why I hate Papagino's, because I once worked there for a week, and they so yeah, it's just a local pizza place. I say local, it's in the Northeast. Ooh, I had an idea. Yes. How much can I fuck these guys up? I might just try and have Exodia, or I'm gonna try and move Exodia with his, I think that's the arm, he doesn't move as far, but I'm gonna try and have him attack the symbol, because that would mean the next battle I only need to bring 1 Exodia piece in. So I applied to Papagino's, and I applied to, at the time was at Tedeschi's, and this is a great monster attack. Interesting. I dig it. At the time was at Tedeschi's, and I applied, or no, how did this work? I'm trying to remember the exact order. So I applied to Papagino's, because that was, a friend of mine at the time had said, like, you know, they'll hire anyone, they really need to hire people at the moment. And, I was just kind of like, and I was like, all right, well, whatever. I've never worked in food service. I don't really want to, but okay, I guess. And so I applied, and I got the job, and I spent my first shift just like reading the manual and stuff. It was like a 3-hour shift, and then I spent my second shift like making pizza, like to like send out for people to deliver. And this is a funny story, but not really a story. It's a funny fact. At the time, my manager there, I went on to become co-manager, I guess, with her. Like she's like one of the pseudo managers at my store now. Like she ended up getting fired from Papagino's. She works at our store now, and I'm at the same like rank as her. It's kind of awkward when someone who was your manager is now at the same level as you, and they've got like 30 years on you. But so yeah, I think after my second shift at Papagino's, I had gotten what happened was I went to this, or my dad delivers Frito-Lay, and Frito-Lay, like, you know, Lay's, Doritos, all that shit. And so he delivered to the store, and one night, you know, Brian, the manager, was there, and he was just like, "Oh, why are you here?" And he was like, the girl who's supposed to work, like the overnighter, she just vanished. She just said, "Oh, I can't do it anymore. You know, it's too hard. And so I'm stuck working instead." And he was like, "Oh, that sucks." And he was like, "Yeah, it's not great." And, which I thought was really funny. And, so he's like, "Yeah, I'm just filling in the meantime." And so my dad, knowing this and knowing I was looking for a job, you know, he told me, he like texted me, he was like, "Oh, you know, they're looking for an opening." And so like the next day, like I literally like walked down the street, because it was, at the time, it was like literally like 10-minute walk from my house. And I went and I said like, "Hey, you know, I heard that you guys just lost someone." And he was like, "Oh, yeah, wow. Usually people never reply this quickly." And I was like, "Yeah, well, you know, I don't really, I'm young, I'm 18, but I have a good amount of experience." Was it raising the water level? Interesting. Didn't think that happened on this field. So I said, you know, it's not really a good excuse, but I was like, you know, my friends and I will constantly stay up until like 7 a.m. Like it's not a big deal for me. I know everyone says like, "Oh, I can stay up late," but legitimately I can stay up late with no issue. And he was like, "Oh, well, you know, I'll give you a shot, and we'll see how it turns out." I was like, "Cool, that's all I asked for." And so I applied, I walked home, and then the next day I heard back, and they were like, "Yeah, I mean, your resume's fine. You've been constantly working since you were 14. We'll take a chance on you and start training." So I started my training, and then I went to Papagino's. Like, "Yeah, I got a better job. Pays me about $3 more an hour, and it seems easier. So I'm gonna go now." They were like, "Oh, okay, I guess." I was like, "Yeah." So I left, and I got a job at this convenience store. So flash forward. So at the time, I was only working weekends, I think. Or no, I was working regular shifts, and then I was only working weekends. That's right. There were two other overnighters at the time. One was a kid in college, and one was kind of an old guy. And let me make sure I can attack him. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta wait to do this. So one was a kid in college, probably the age I am now, 25 for those wondering. And one was like just kind of an old guy. I don't want to destroy him. Hold on. I want to destroy him, but I want to destroy him with Exodia. And so like they were working middle of the week, and I was only working weekends, so Saturday and Sunday. And
This will finish.
it was good because then I went to community college in the fall, and I you know, it was good because I could work the weekend, and then I had Monday off, and then I would go to school for Tuesday and Thursday. I would come back. It was good for a while, but after like 3 semesters of it, I was fucking burnt out. I was driving an hour and a half to Cape Cod, like there and back, and I couldn't do it anymore. So like my grades were starting to slip, and I was like, I can't, like I have to withdraw. So I withdrew, which was not fun. And then I was out of work for a while. We'll skip ahead. There's some story here, but we'll skip ahead to how this affects my job in a second. Symbol leveled up. Nice. So I now know... Oh, okay. So this is the first time I've gotten to do this. I guess when creating the symbol, it didn't really count any of this stuff. So the HP, I'm really not worried about. Effect strength could be helpful. This is power. So we have a dark symbol. So this powers up dark monsters. I don't know if they have to be in the range for them to be powered up, like if they have to be right next to them, or if they're just powered up. But I'm gonna raise that base AP because that shit is holding me back. Alright, nice. Which do I want? None of them. Your monsters are garbage. Let's grab another larva moth, and then, I don't know, shovel crusher. Looks okay. I liked his movement. 3 movement. Can I see it on this page? Oh, yeah. 3 movement and 2 attack. That's not bad at all. But I think he's weak, just to make up for it. His AP is not great. His attack is okay, actually. His defense isn't great either. We'll grab him. He's not terrible. Alright, let's choose the next guy. So we gotta fight Mako, and I gotta level up those 2 Exodia pieces, which is annoying. I think I don't really have to try too hard with the arm. I think just having the arm survive the match will probably be good enough for me. So, oh man, I don't know which one to save over. Well, this one's already fucked, so let's do this one. Worst case scenario, I just trade my monsters over and fight again. Ooh, I didn't think about that. That's a good way to actually grind and refight monsters. You could just have 2 files that are... Oh no, I think you have to have different player IDs. So it doesn't work like that. You can't trade between the same file. Because my other one's a completely different game. That's why it let me trade between it. Alright. Mako, Rex, then Mai, then Mokuba. Good. Actually, I want to check the store. I want to see if he added Crow Goblin yet. Crow Goblin's not really a great monster, but it's decent strength for it is. Probably around the same level as Summon Skull and Great Moth at this point. So I'll try and use him. Manage monsters. I don't know what accent that is, and I'm sorry for it. Whoever I just offended with that. Oh, hold on. I still gotta do the surrender trick. It's annoying. It's an annoying game mechanic. It's not even permadeath.
I wonder if you're ready to use this monster.
Is it a new monster?
That's correct. But Yugi, do you think you can use this monster to its full potential?
Of course. If I can't master every monster, then I don't deserve to be a champion.
But like, even Blue Eyes.
That's the spirit, Yugi. Then I'll exchange it for your monster point.
You're not going to give it to me for free?
I'm not running a charity here, not even for you. If you want it,
But what do you use the
must
monster
earn it.
points for?
What would you like to do?
So yeah, that was a little cutscene where I think we unlocked Crow Goblin. Which, as I stated, the conditions are that you have to have less than 10 wind monster at the time. So he's a decently strong monster. I want to see if he added anything else. So I don't think he adds them as you go along, but I wanted to check anyway. Alright. We'll grab him.
What would you like to do?
I guess I should... I think when you buy them, he come... Or no, they're not added right away. That's right. I gotta manage this shit. Yeah, he's just an okay card. Or an okay capsule monster, so no point in not adding him. The one for Celtic Guardian is annoying. You have to surrender a certain amount of times in Area 3 and 4. And I'm just like, why? Why'd you force them to surrender to get a monster? That's a weird unlock condition. And for something as like weak as Celtic Guardian, like I'd understand if it was available from Area 1, because that's like a decent monster to like kind of help you get through the things, but it's not available until Area 3 or 4. That's late game. Like you shouldn't need Celtic Guardian at that point. Oh. Alright, let's see what Mako has to say. The ocean and I are in love. Ugh. But I will say, playing through this game and hearing the original voice actors again, it really nails, or it really drives home how good Little Karibo is at impersonating all of these voice actors. Whoa. Oh, he's wearing pants. I was going to say, that is a risque outfit I am not a fan of. He's fucking hanging balls, but he's wearing spats. It's okay. A weird tunic, but I'll allow it. I think this is his outfit from when he was in the fucking aquarium, which is a weird scene all around, to be honest. I think there's a sunken ship in this one.
There's nothing more breathtaking than the majestic vastness of the ocean.
I don't think you're taking our duel seriously, Mako.
On the contrary, I am taking it extremely seriously.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm convinced then.
I'm just confirming that your forces will not stand a chance against the power of the crashing waves and the thunderous seas.
I mean, they did that first time. Remember that time I beat you? Even though you had the ocean backing you? Remember? Remember that time, Mako?
I'll prove that I'm not afraid of creatures that lurk beneath the surface.
Then that's a mistake. Father, wherever you are, watch me attain victory by conquering Yugi with my aquatic army. It's time to duel, Yugi.
Alright. I mean, don't bring your dead father into this. That makes it awkward for me when I beat you. Alright, part 2. So I, or not part 2. Kind of. So I got to my breaking point. I couldn't... Oh, he chose attack first. I guess they do randomly pick. I kind of got to my breaking point where I couldn't really... Oh, that's right. Okay, so it starts off as regularly water. I kind of gave away the secret of this field by accident. I had my fill of community college. I couldn't keep driving that far. Oh, I have to surrender anyway. Which sucked. I felt really bad about it, but I was just like, I can't. I physically can't do this anymore. It's too much of a drive. It's like I'm going, driving an hour and a half 2 times a week to go there for, like 8 hours or like 6 hours just to go through all my classes. Like, I can't do this. So I almost said surrendered. I kind of did. I withdrew, and I was just like, I guess I'm just not going to be a college person. Like, even if it's community college, I guess I'm just not going to do anything. So so I was just like, I guess this is just me. I just don't have a college degree. I have a high school degree, and that's it. So, I was really bummed about it. Skip forward a couple months. We're skipping a large chunk of the story, but, let me try and get the time right. I think in November of 2013, maybe? Yeah, I think that must be it. I applied to UMass Dartmouth.
Here I go.
And I applied to UMass Dartmouth, and I didn't hear back from them until like halfway through January. It was like a full 2 months before they had said anything to me. Oh, I should just try it again. Damn it. And then finally, they replied, "Oh yeah, we've accepted you." And I was just like, "Fucking what? You've given me 2 weeks to get my entire life together to start like a real college for my first time." And that was a fucking scramble. But it sucked because I told my boss ahead of time. I was like, "Hey, I applied to a new college, so I might have to change my hours, or I might have to stop, working here, depending on if I get accepted or not." I gave them the heads up, but then they only gave me 2 weeks notice. So I was like, I'm sorry I have to give you 2 weeks notice. But I'm just like, I only got the 2 weeks notice. I'm so sorry about this. And so my boss was put in an awkward position. And my mother, who hadn't worked in like 10 years, had no desire to work any job, for whatever reason, decided, yeah, this is the one. And so she applied in my stead. And I'll make this perfectly clear. I thought my mother was a very bad worker. She would come in like high or drunk or something. Not drunk, but she would usually be high on like some sort of pill or something. And she would be late all the time. I knew she was going to make a very bad example of me. Like, she'd be like, "Oh, this is Nick's mother, so, Nick must be like this too." So when she applied, I told her, I was like, "Don't apply to the same job as me. What are you doing?" And she was like, "Well, no, I'm doing it so that you can, I'll work during the school year, and then when it's on break, you can take over my shifts." And I'm just like, "No, because you're going to ruin all of my credibility in the meantime." And it's like, I understood what she was trying to do, but it's like, she doesn't have that kind of like goodwill, or she didn't have that kind of goodwill. There was always an ulterior motive. And I was just like, "No, I don't know what you're trying to do here, but I don't like it. Just like, don't do this." And she was just like, "I'm going to apply. It'll be good. And we can use the money." I'm just like, "You haven't had a job in like 10 years. Why now?" And she was like, "It's just the way it is." I was like, fucking fuck. And, I can't actually I can have 580. Oh, it's because I grabbed Crow Goblin. Well, I'd rather have Great Moth than Crow Goblin. Let's get that fucking out of the way. Their water. I can't remember. Hold on, I gotta look at the list somewhere. Capsule Monster Coliseum. Shit. Weakness chart. It is... Okay, water... Wind beats water. So I guess Crow Goblin would be a good one to have, but... I also need dark monsters, because my, I power them up when I use them. Let's bring the Curry Bros back. They haven't fought with us in a while. And then, do I have time for another... Ooh, I have to use this one. What was I thinking? I actually have to bring that in. Even though it's mostly leveled up, I need it at least on the field. So, yeah. So that was, so I was very against it, and I told her as much. And I was like, I really don't want you to do this, like, at all. And she was like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. So I went to my boss, and, you know, he'd gotten the application. And he was like, what do you think I should do? And I was like, honestly, don't hire her. She's got bad work ethic. She's going to come in late all the time. She's going to probably come in maybe, like, fucked up on something. Because the problem we used to say around the house is that my mom was fucked up because we didn't know what she was on. So we couldn't say high or drunk because we didn't know what term was appropriate. So yeah, I said that, and he was like, well, I mean, you know, I won't associate her with her, like, nothing, you know, you won't be held accountable for anything she does, but I do have to hire her, like, we don't, you know, we need the help, you know, you only gave us 2 weeks. I'm like, ugh. I was like, alright, I just absolutely, whatever she does, don't connect it back to me. So, she worked there for about a year while I was at college, and you know, it worked out decently, is the only word I can use. Because on one hand, you know, I did get to come back and work over break, which was nice. But on the other, she was late. She was fucked up. And every time I worked, I'd get shit like, you know, the other employees who I knew would be like, man, I can't believe she's your mother. You guys are nothing alike. And it was just like stuff like that. And I was like, yep. And just biting my tongue the whole time, and they were just like, you know, she came in like an hour late this one time, and she did this, she did that, and I was like, I'm not her keeper. I'm not held responsible for her actions. And they're like, yeah, but I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about this. So, yeah, it was a fucking clusterfuck. And what else happened? So that happened, and then I'm trying to think of what else. So about a year after she'd started working there, I want to say it was like April or so. So let's see, I left for college at the beginning of, oh no, I'm sorry. So I think I left for college in 2013. So I must have applied at the end of 2012. What would have been my 4th semester at community college, but I think I withdrew after 3 or 2. I don't remember. Anyway, so that was the timing, and I get a phone call. Or no, I get a phone call from my bosses, which never happens. My boss loves texting, like loves it. Or my boss's wife, I'm sorry. So Brian's wife loves texting and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, what's this? And I answer, and she's like, all right, I don't have any way to break this to you. Or no, I think she texted. She did text me first, but she said, can you take a phone call right now? And I was like, oh no, what is this? So I answered the phone call, and I said, you know, what, you know, I was like, what's up? And she was like, I don't know how to tell you this. I'm just going to be straight up with it. We fired your mother because she had stolen over $5,000 from us in inventory over time. So like, it wasn't like she had stolen $5,000 out of the safe or anything. It was just like, she would basically she'd walk out of the store with like, you know, $50 in groceries, and then she'd do that over and over and over again. And they were just like, yeah, we noticed we had some shortage in you know, 2 quarters ago, and we couldn't really figure out why. And then we had another inventory just now, and we checked it again. We were missing like $5,000, and we're like, how can this possibly be? So we checked the tapes, and sure enough, she was just stealing constantly. You know, we were looking, and, you know, we weren't sure if you were in on it with her, so we checked you out, and, you know, you've never stolen anything. I'm like, no shit, I've never stolen anything. Like, I care about my job. There's no point in stealing fucking candy bars. Who gives a shit? But, and then she was like, yeah, so we had to fire, and we're taking, you know, action against her. And I was like, fucking great, here it comes. I'm fired too, even though I told them not to, you know, count me with my mother. And they were like, I don't know if your mother's gonna, you know, you were right. And it was weird. She took the way that she turned it. She was like, you know, you were right. We shouldn't have hired her. And, you know, I'm not sure how things can be between us. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I don't know if your mother's gonna let you work here anymore. I was like, let me? I was like, what? I'm like a 21-year-old man. Like, she doesn't tell me anything. She hasn't had control over me in many years. So I was just like, it's not going to be a problem. I'm going to continue to try and work there. Oh, shit. I want to deal the killing blow on root water. Oh, here we go. This kind of works. Okay, don't do too much damage. There we go. So I need the leg to get the killing blow. I don't know if it'll be enough XP to level it up, which is what I really need it to be. If you notice, the enemies in Area 3 are giving a lot more XP, so that's nice. But I was just like, and just to be clear, I heard it from them before I heard it from my mother. Like, they had told me this had happened, and then fucking I had to go home. My mother not once contacted me about it. I had to go home and confront my mother about it. And so yeah, they told me that they had on footage my brother and sister were taking the bags of grocery out, so they were also banned from the store along with my mother. And my brother, I feel really bad for, because my brother, he had no idea. Like, she would like give him groceries, like, oh, can you take these home? He's like, yeah, whatever. And he had no idea they were stolen. And so it really bothers me. Like, his ban should never have come. But they had him on camera, like, they had her on camera, like, pulling things from the shelves and just like giving it to him. And because we used to have an eat sheet, she actually ruined this for the entire store. But basically, the eat sheet was you would write down a purchase. You would write down your purchases for the week, and then at the end of this pay period, they would just like subtract it from your paycheck. And my mother ruined this for the entire store. Like, they don't have this anymore, and they never will have it again, because she would put like $100 worth of stuff on there. Like, she'd be putting like half her paycheck, and, you know, her entire paycheck and stuff like that. Like $100, $200, $300 worth of stuff. And that's not how to do it. That's not what you should be doing at all. And so yeah, it was just a colossal fuck up. And so my sister, on the other hand, I think she did know that things weren't quite there. My sister seemed to show some more knowledge of it, or my brother kind of didn't. So whatever, I'm not going to get into that part. But so they had to ban all 3 of them. So for a while, the only 4 people were banned was an asshole who used to, I think it's a guy, he's not homeless, he's actually really rich, but just acts like a homeless person, which is like the worst thing I've ever seen, just because of drugs and stuff. We banned him because he broke the microwave once, like by microwaving gloves in them, and set them on, and they got set on fire. So that was why he was out, which is kind of funny when I think about it that way. But yeah, so that's one of the only times I can think of, or that's he was banned, and then, you know, half my fucking family is banned. And now we can add this fuck to the list, which is nice. Let me see here. Now, I have some options here. I am worried about this turtle fuck that they're throwing over here. I'm not sure if the Psychic Kappa, they're moving around here so that he can kind of get a better angle over here. Just in case, I'm going to hang Summon Skull back. I want him to level up, I do, but at the same time, I don't trust their current ability to take care of him. Actually, let me check here. Can Exodia land another killing blow on any of these guys? I don't think so. The attack range is really being annoying here. This sucks. So I can't... I want to get a kill on that Turek, and I think I can do it. Yeah, he has 250 HP, so Karibo can do a pretty hefty hit on him. It's nice to actually see the attack go up for once. Alright, we'll maim him. And then, what's his movement? 2 and 1, so he's kind of gimped on where he can attack too. Happy Lover, on the other hand, has a really high movement rate, so I should probably try and kill them as soon as possible. Like, I'm not even going to weaken him, because they're probably going to be able to take Exodia out. This does very few damage, but it should be enough to let Perfectly Great... Or not, it's not Perfect Ultimate yet. Gotta get to level, I assume 3, but I haven't really checked. Honestly, Great Moth is pretty good. It's pretty great, so I haven't really looked into getting further than that. I'm trying to think of what else. So, you know, those in their head. So that's the only. I guess that's kind of leads to it. That actually ended up. That led to me, you know, going home after break. And I was just like, "What the fuck are you doing? You know, how could you do this?" Actually, can I attack him? No, it's like a slight movement. If I move anywhere near there, then Tarik will move. Let's see. I can move here. Then 1, 2. I need to move into a position where I can like diagonally get to him. So I think I need to move on this grid, but I don't think I can step there. Hold on. If I move, it's like a God. It's fucking trying to like get a bishop to attack. If I move there, I can move. Okay, so I think this is the way to do it. If I move here, the next turn. Hold on. Here I can. The next turn. There. No, I still can't get the attack if I move here. I don't think I can do this in 2 turns. I don't think I can do it at all. I think they're just on 2 different planes. But I can attack this fuck. It only has 80 PP at this point, so this is dangerous, but I think I can get the kill here. Fucking nice. Got it before it even hatched.
Wait a second.
That felt really good. This should be enough XP. I don't know if you get less XP for killing it while it's in the capsule. Doesn't matter. I got more. Level 2! Perfect. So that's 3 Exodia pieces taken care of. Assuming I can level up the armor without any issue. Good, now I can kind of do whatever I want with the other ones. Keep moving Petite Moth up for no real reason. It's just trying its best. Yeah, so I went home, my mom denied it and stuff like that, and she was like, you know, it didn't happen, they're lying, blah, blah, blah. It's like, they have you on camera, like, stealing multiple times. And she's like, oh, it didn't, you know, they're making it up. It's like, I'm not dealing with this, no. And I actually moved out shortly after, because, I mean, I had much trouble with my mom at the time anyway. Or not at the time, most of my life. So it was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. Oh, they're actually going to destroy Karibo. No! Not the Karibro. Watching his brother destroyed before his eyes. I have yet to level a Karibo up to level 2. I feel like I attack with them a lot. I'm slowly distributing the XP between both of them. So neither one of them is getting like a very clear advantage. Can I attack? No, I can't. Alright, I'll leave. He's sad. He's in mourning. I couldn't ask him to attack. That'd be too much. Can, however, do this. Actually, I know I can kill Tarik, and that's great and all. But I'm honestly wondering if I should try and go after this symbol. Because, Great Moth could probably get some good XP if I did this. But first I should get to take out that happy liver. Yeah. So, I ended up moving out after that. And, you know, didn't talk to my mother at all for the rest of her life. Fun stories for fun times. Hey guys, remember when we were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh? But no, it seemed like a natural progression from talking about banned people from the store. Let's see, any other school stories? I'm trying to think of stories I had while at Cape Cod. Oh, here's a quick one. I've definitely told this one before, but since I'm just going through I'm going through the archives, I guess. When I was at Cape Cod Community, I don't actually want to move Kariba at all, because I'm worried if I move anywhere, Tarik will kill him. Actually, he's got full HP, doesn't he? Yeah, you know what? Avenge your brother. Let's move over here. I think Tarik will probably move to the right, or to the left if I do this. So this is, when I was in Cape Cod, I actually met the person who introduced me to Spencer, his then girlfriend at the time. My friend, I don't know how it works at this point. Nicole. So I met her, and then later on, you know, years later, when I was going to PAX, I met Spencer, and that's what started it all. but I met her in a theater class, and it was just, you know, I just took it as like kind of a blow-off class, and being honest. Like, I was just like, I'm good at theater, why not? I'm an amazing actor, as I pointed out in the last part. And I want to be clear, I did rock all the acting that I was given in that class. And then, but yeah, it was an okay class. I have no real complaints about it. And then, but I met a girl there. I should change her name or something. Let's call her Tamantha. When I met Tamantha in that class, and she seemed pretty cool. She was like the one cool person. Obviously, if Nicole's listening, she's cool too. But it was like the one cool person who wasn't dating someone. So I was like, oh, you know, and we talked a lot in class, and you know, she was pretty good. She was a really great actress and stuff like that. I was like, all right, well, you know, let's ask her out, and I did, and had one of, if not the worst first date I've had in my life. Had no real fault of hers, but I mean, I refuse to take full fault. So here's a series of steps leading to why this was one of the worst dates I've ever been on. So before the date even starts, so I forget how I asked her out, but I think we were walking to our cars because it was a commuter school, and as we were walking, I was like, I kind of shot my shot, and I was just like, hey, you know, if you're not doing anything, you wanna date sometime? And then we awkwardly gave each other. Oh no, I'm sorry. Wait, this actually got really better. This is a huge confidence booster for me, so I really have to put this part in here. So there's another kid in our class. I forget what his name was. So I honestly, this could be made up. It could be real. I don't remember what his name is. So take this however you want. But let's call him Matt, just because that's a really common name. But he was in the class too. And as we were walking back, Matt kind of ran up to her and he was like, "Oh, can I just talk to you for a second?" And she was like, "Sure." So I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna keep walking this way," because it seemed like it was private. And I found out later at the time he asked her out right then, and she said no. And I didn't know this. And then, you know, I was talking to her for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes after, like we were like kind of standing by our cars, and she, you know, I finally said like, "Hey, you wanna go out sometime?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "Oh,
If that's all,
I've never had this happen before. Usually, it's never this easy." I was like, "Okay." I didn't say that out loud, obviously. But I was like, "Cool." And I was like, "I guess we'll, you know, make plans." So we exchanged numbers, and then I realized I don't know the Cape at all because I live an hour and a half away, and I have to like drive. I don't know what I'm doing. So I like came up with dinner and a movie, I guess. So we went to Friendly's, and then we went and saw 21 Jump Street, because I think whatever good movie was in theaters, like superhero movie, she'd already seen. And I was like, "Oh, all right, okay, so we can see that." And like, I didn't want to see 21 Jump Street. Fuck 21 Jump Street. But I was like, okay, whatever. So so we did, and but before we did that, we got to the movie. Or this was the issue first, is that I went to buy 2 tickets. So I went in, and I was like, 2 tickets for 21 Jump Street, just to like get it ahead of time. So I had gotten to the theater early, and the guy was like, "Oh, we can't sell advance tickets for this because it's rated R." I was like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, you know, you both need to be here so you can see both of your IDs." I was like, "That's
I lost.
Why?" And he was just like, "It's just the policy." It's like, I mean, all right, okay. So we get there, and you know, I meet her out in the parking lot. We get there, and then we come in, and you know, it's like, and then she ends up buying her ticket first. And I was like, I was gonna buy that for her, and then I buy mine. And I was like, "See, we were both of age." And he was like, "I'm just following the rules." I'm like, "I get it, but fuck you."
Thank you.
So we get to the lobby while we're waiting the movie. We're like 20 minutes early, and this is after dinner, which was uneventful. I got a grilled cheese because I didn't want to like go ham, but I like want to get a crazy meal. I don't even remember what she got, but it was just a weird meal. Like I ended up having like greasy hands and stuff. I was like, oh. But I thought the dinner went okay, and then We get to the lobby, and she's telling me some story. I can't remember what it was at this point, and I probably should. Maybe this is part of the reason why she didn't like me. But I can't remember what the story was, but all I remember was at one point I sneezed, because it was during a cold season. And I had my hand over my face like this, and you can hear the muffledness. Like I was just kind of like, you sneeze, you cover your face, so I had like my index finger over my nose, and the rest of my fingers kind of covering my mouth. And at this point, I realized that there is a large amount of snot on my face. Like it had just come out with a sneeze, and there's just nothing I can do. So I'm looking around as she's talking. There's no napkins on the table. I look around, there's no napkins on a stand anywhere near here. I don't know why there was none for the food. So the only way I could do this is if I went into the bathroom to clear up, which was like a good distance away. We were like in the middle of the lobby at one of the tables to wait. So I was like, hey, I don't know how to bring this up. Like, I actually had to interrupt her for this, which is probably the reason I fucked up. Because she was talking, it's like, you want to make this awkward, but I have snot on my face right now from sneezing, and I have to go clean it up. So I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, and I'm sorry for that. And I thought that was, in my head, I still think that's a really okay way to handle that. Like, there was no way to get out of that. Like, I couldn't, like, I sneezed. It's not like I fucking, like, was like, oh, hold on, I have to do something. I was like, I sneezed. Like, there's nothing else. Like, I can't control that. It's a body function. And she's like, oh, okay. She didn't laugh about it or anything. I was like, fuck, this is a bad sign. So yeah, I go to the bathroom, I clean up. I'm like, all right, that was really stupid of you. I get back, and she's gone. No, I'm kidding. That would have been amazing. That would have been a great story. I get back, and I forget what it was. I think, we continue the story. It was like kind of small talk. I was like, oh, you excited for Avengers? Oh, me too. And we get to the movie, and this is where it kind of got weird. So we're watching the movie, and every time something funny happens, and I cannot explain this because I've never seen anyone else do this, but basically, say like a joke was on screen, she would, at the top of her lungs, go, ha 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 ha, but like, I can't yell because it's like 5 in the morning here, 6 in the morning here, but it's like, literally screaming with laughter. I mean, like, really laughing at stuff I'm like, oh, it wasn't that funny, like, it was it was just like a chuckle or like a snort or like a but it was not like laugh out loud funny every time. So to make her not feel that self-conscious, because I don't know if she noticed, I don't know if she knew she laughed like that, but there were other people in the theater and they kept staring at her every time. So like, I didn't know what to do in the situation, so I just laughed. I tried to match her tone and like forced a laugh just as loud every time she did, just to be like, yeah, I'm enjoying it too. It's just so fucking awkward. And then she the movie was over, we left, and then we get outside and she's like, okay, bye, and she left. I didn't even get a hug. And I was like, that didn't go very well for me. Like, it was just like a series of things that just didn't seem to go that. It was just like a bad date. It wasn't like a colossal bad date. Like, it wasn't like here's the worst thing I've ever done. It was just like, I guess just didn't really add up. So I was just like, and then like every time at the semester after that, either I was absent for class or she was absent for class, and we didn't see each other again until literally the last class. And I was kind of like, hey, so like, oh no, I'm sorry. So we were doing our final plays, and she like did hers, and we were allowed to leave after we did ours. So she like got up to leave, and I kind of like quickly darted out. And I was just like, hey, you want to keep in contact? Anything like that? And she was like, oh yeah, totally. And then we definitely didn't. And she's like, sorry, I've just been really busy and stuff like that. I forget what she said, or she might have been like, yeah, but she did not seem into it at all. I was like, all right. So I just kind of chalked it up to not really gonna deal with that anymore. But I was kind of bummed. I was like, wow, I just didn't even really get a good reason why she like pieced. Fast forward, ladies and gentlemen, like 2 years later, or like not even like a year later, she has a kid with another guy, and then the guy leaves her. And then at one point she's like begging for money on Facebook, like, which is really, really weird. She's like, I really need the financial help. And it's just like, and I was just like, oh my God, this is really hard to watch. And I was just like, but Dodged a bullet, maybe? Also, she turned out to be a little bit unstable. I'm not gonna say crazy, but like, not great personality. I think you should take that from anyone who has that kind of laugh. And Nicole occasionally updates me on her life because she's still friends with her on Facebook, and I'm just like, wow, Samantha, jeez. So I'm not that bummed out about it anymore, but I still think it's a funny story. That's probably, in recent memory, one of the weirdest dating stories I have. So I say recent, that was like, what, 6 years ago? No, I'm sorry, like 4 years ago now. That's it, though. That's the end of this part. Thank you, guys. And, yeah, I'm going to keep telling weird stories during these videos, I think. So stay tuned. I will talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Too, obviously, when shit happens. But at the moment, I'm slightly overpowered, so... yeah,